Well, on MTTV, one of our regular guests, that's Calum Morrissey, sometimes poker, but this time it's back to your other great sport, which is football. And you've been in Cologne, Germany, to kind of work on a potential tournament that the Isle of Man is going to take part in, and it's quite exciting to understand what's going on over there.
Yeah, well, it was an AGM with CNIFA that I can only really describe as, for people to understand it, they're like FIFA, but they're for teams that maybe can't get into FIFA, maybe on a smaller scale, internationally. So we were there talking about an upcoming tournament in June, the 1st to the 8th. It's actually TT week. And there's 12 teams playing in it from all over the world, as far as Canada, Iraq, and it will be called the World Football Cup.
Because the Isle of Man can't be in FIFA, can it, as it stands, I suppose, because we're part of the UK sort of setup. Is that how this makes it exciting?
Yeah, well, basically, the Isle of Man team at the moment get funding off the English FA, so they're actually considered a county team. I know we've known it as an international team over the years, but it is in fact a county team, and the tournament that CNIFA are putting on is an international tournament. So me personally, I really want to go to this tournament, but I can't go to it with the Isle of Man FA because they're not a national team. So all we've done is set up MIFA, and we're going to have an actual international team, and there are strict guidelines to playing for them.
MIFA being?
The Manx Independent Football Association. This tournament's not really about football, it's about culture and heritage as well. And by that I mean at the tournament there's going to be cultural fairs to show off what the Isle of Man, the Isle of Man history, Isle of Man food, that type of thing. Now to play for MIFA, you're going to have to be born in the Isle of Man or have a parent or a grandparent who's Manx. So it's, Manx is the hills.
Right. Now, we've got some video you shot here of what's going on at the meeting. And you're holding up also some shirts with DeFore on it. Explain what that's about.
Basically, there was a team called DeFore United. They're a group of players that are living in refugee camps on the Chad border. And they've been given a bit of a wild card into CNIFA to play in it. And the MIFA have actually stepped in and said that we will help fund their trip to the World Football Cup in June, and also we might be looking at sending a couple of coaches down there to the camps to do a bit of coaching and share stories and create a bit of a friendship from all the way over the other side of the world.
I mean, has this all led on from the event at St John's last year when there's all this different groups from all around the world coming to the Isle of Man? Is that how this is sort of come about?
That was obviously only a small tournament at the time, but it actually got huge interest. One of the games had 1.6 million viewers. So off the back of that, I think they've realised there is a market here, and the Isle of Man, it's really about just creating an identity. And we've already had so many emails off journalists from across the world, Belgium, Germany, asking us about even like our connection with DeFore and also just playing in the tournament.
Now, does this mean if you play for this one, you can't play for the other one? I mean, right. Are you breaking away?
Right. No. Well, this is what I wanted to get very clear. I want to play as much as I can with what the Isle of Man FA are doing. I want to play in as many tournaments as I can. The only problem with this tournament is you have to be your own national team. And obviously we get funding, so we can't do that. So that's all we're doing with MIFA. And so I want to go to this tournament and play in it. And if for me to do that, I have to play for MIFA. Then I want to play for the Isle of Man FA in the National League Systems Cup, the Island Games, for instance. So I want to do both, and I don't see the issue with that.
You're a fairly high-profile footballer, although albeit still under some injuries. Yeah. Do you have to get everyone else signed up for this? Have other people come forward to say, yeah, they like the idea?
It's a bit of a touchy subject at the moment. We'll get there. But I feel that from speaking to a high percentage of players that would probably be selected, the sort of elite players in the Isle of Man, they're really for the idea. One plus being that MIFA will send every single player to the tournament for free. The individuals won't have to pay a penny. And obviously, if you're representing your country, I think this should be the case all the time.
So how will they make money out of this to fund all this?
Right, well, as I said, about 1.6 million people watching one of the games at the Tynwald tournament. They're actually gonna have they've spent $250,000 on basically TV. They're gonna sell TV rights to countries, and then say over here it'll be £8 a game. This is just a ballpark figure. Yeah. They haven't actually decided to watch per game. So they're gonna actually make money back from this. And they're not, Canifa are not just keeping all the money, they're actually going to split percentages with the likes of MIFA, with the likes of the four. So it's going to go back into football.
So this will be an online pay-per-view?
Yeah.
So they need to know that if the Isle of Man's in there, people want to watch it, I suppose?
No, well, people, as the tournament approaches, there'll be more information online, and you can just type it in. I think there's going to be about 8 cameras at the games, so there's different views. They're going to have voting on man of the matches, player of the tournament. There's going to be so much.
So where do you go from here now then?
So obviously, because the lads don't have to pay, Canifa themselves pay for all once you get there, the accommodation, the food, etc. And the only thing we have to pay for is the flights. So we are looking for a sponsor at the moment. We're in talks, and hopefully they're successful, and we'll go from there.